What's up? And welcome back to day 6 of my journey from 1100 ELO to 1500 ELO on chess.com Rapid. The game I played, I ended up taking the guy's queen. He ended up blundering it. So instead of actually going over that game, which wasn't much of a game at all, I decided to go over another game I played in the tournament Friday. A game that I could have won, but I blundered in the endgame. I feel like that game would be better to look at. It'd be more instructive. And so let's get into it. Alright, I got the white pieces, and I'm playing against this guy named Arzemus, who's rated 1085. I decide here that I'm going to try and play the Stonewall, an opening I've been looking at, studying a little bit on Chessable. A chess coach I had met with said that this is a good opening for players in my rating. So I figured I'd give it a shot, although my more comfortable opening to go to is the London. I realize that he's going to play the King's Indian, and the course told me to play as follows. I'm pretty sure up to this point I have played it just the way the theory calls to play it. Pushing this so the knight don't have this square to go to. Also adding some extra protection to this pawn. The computer didn't like this move. I really don't like this bishop pinning my knight to my queen here. So he takes, I take, and black has a slight advantage at this point. He takes. Probably should have took back, but the next move I play was a mistake. It adds to his advantage. He's got a 1 advantage now, and he pushes the knight over here, attacking the bishop. I decided at this point that I'd let him have it, even though that's my strong bishop. In the Stonewall position. He takes, I take, moves his knight so that this bishop's guarding this square. I decided I was going to push the pawns, try to get as much space as I can. Move 16, he still has a pretty significant advantage. Computer didn't like this move at all. The better move to play here, I guess, is a5, which would block this pawn up, push the knight away. But in this case, he gets a free pawn if he was to take, because then I can't take back because his rook snatches my rook. But he doesn't play that. He brings the queen over. She doesn't really have much of anything to do with his queen there, so I'm not quite sure why I brought it over. I move 24. He has almost a. He does have a 2-point advantage. Moves the queen back to the same place. Not sure where he's planning on going with it. But I decide, oh, okay, you got the queen over here. We can make a trade. And he doesn't take it. So, push another pawn. He moves the queen back. I take here now. And then this is where he starts to lose his advantage here. Although he gets it right back here for some reason. That was a big blunder there. It gave me nearly a 2-point advantage. Dance around here a little bit, and I take the pawn. You see it went back to equal, but it wanted me to play right here, which I'm not quite sure. It puts him in check again, but then this pawn's still here, pretty strong. Either way. Now it puts me in check. I consider going here. I know that if my king got trapped in here too much, he could checkmate me right there. So I decided to take a different route. Now my king will escape. And he decides he's going to push this pawn. The computer now wants me to go right here, but I was hoping he'd play it to right here, and then I would take the pawn. And that's what I'll do. Now right here I got a significant advantage. It's a 6.8. Figure I should have the game in the bag, right? And I decide right now to trade the pieces. At this point I have a 33 advantage. You would think there's no way I could blow this, right? Well, if you thought that, you thought wrong. I decide to attack this pawn here. At this point it still says I have a 36 advantage. And here is where I make the $1 million blunder. Ugh. I wish I could go back in time and do this over again. From here it's a wrap. He has a 28 advantage now, and as I'll show you real quickly, this is how the game ended out. I had a chance to win and I didn't, so it really made me want to study more of the Endgame it was something that when I very first started playing chess, I was very interested in, but kind of got away from in the present, focusing more on tactics and strategy. But in this situation, if I'd have just thought a little bit more about my move, or did a little more studying, I might have walked away with a different outcome. But as I said before, this game is from Friday. The game I played last, I did win because my opponent blundered his queen and he resigned immediately after. And I don't think there was that many moves in the game, so I decided to not go over it. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time for day 7.